We had an interesting meeting on Thursday, sisters and brothers. Some of you knew about it, couldn't make it, or could make it, or I don't know the details. Thankfully, we had representatives from each of our churches there, which I thought was encouraging. We were talking about developing a new youth ministry. You well know, sisters and brothers, how recently Bishop Johnston moved our confirmation age from 10th grade to 6th grade. And so it challenges us to reimagine how we handle our adolescents, how we bring Jesus in a new way to our teenagers. It's a daunting task. It's a little scary. But one of the things we realized that in our meeting on Thursday, that it's a mutual effort, that all of us are working together because we realize the importance of introducing Jesus Christ to another generation. But it's not just an effort, it's an exercise in faith. And what is faith after all? But the realization of what is hoped for and evidence of things not seen. Ah, sisters and brothers, faith is not just a feeling. Faith is not just an intellectual operation. No, faith takes shape in action. That's what we heard about Sarah and Abraham after all, right? Sarah and Abraham, given the opportunity, had faith in the Lord, were able to do amazing things. And even today, we benefit from the response of Sarah and Abraham to the Lord's challenge, to the Lord asking them to act in faith, because they thought, they knew that the one who had made the promise was trustworthy. Being people of faith, sisters and brothers, being a people who act on our faith, we become a people God has chosen as his heritage. And you know what? Sometimes it feels like a chore. It feels like a lot of hard work. And the only reason for that, sisters and brothers, is because it's a lot of hard work. But it's also an opportunity, sisters and brothers, to live out our faith as sacrifice. Sure, we come here to Mass. We participate in the holy sacrifice of the Mass. The baskets will come around, huh? And the sacrificial element, so what we put in the basket, the wine and the bread will come up, and we will sacrifice bread and wine, and then the body and blood, soul and divinity of Christ. But we are called in living the faith, in living as sacrifice, to find ways, such as brothers, to sacrifice our time, to sacrifice our intentionality, to sacrifice our imagination, to not only live the faith, but to pass it on. Being people not only of faith, but in sacrifice, to be holy children of the good, offering sacrifice and putting into effect with one accord the divine institution. In our baptism, sisters and brothers, we are given the great gift of faith. In our baptism, we are entrusted with the great treasure of faith. And that treasure, sisters and brothers, is an opportunity to grow in faith. Because where our treasure is, there also will our hearts be. We are entrusted with the great treasure of faith. And we are entrusted to live that faith. Because much will be required of the person entrusted with much. And still more will be demanded of the person entrusted with more. So that living our faith, putting our faith into action, we may help other people, help everyone together proclaim, praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever.